Yes, sir, we are live. Okay, great. Okay, so guys, everybody, others can please switch off their video. Okay, so yes, hello guys, good evening. Welcome back to MargDarshan by IITS. So guys, कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग? So guys, today in HPCL interview preparation course, today we have a very special guest, Mr. Saurav Kumar Mandal sir. He is currently pursuing his joint PhD from IIT Roorkee as well as IIT Kharagpur. The next thing is okay. So the next thing is he has already worked in RVNL Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. He has completed his masters from IIT Guwahati, cracked multiple PSUs, currently pursuing his PhD in operations research. Many PSUs he has cracked, and he is very well versed of group discussion, group task. You must have seen his previous video which I have shared in the group. He has taken session in IOCL. At the time of IOCL, all the students got selected because of his guidance and mentorship. So, so I will not be taking more time. I will be giving the opportunity to him to first of all please introduce himself and then start the group task session. How basically the group task is to be conducted, how you have to be present in the group task, and what should be the criteria and skills. Over to you, sir. Sir, you are muted. I have mute.
Hi guys, so I'm Saurav Kumar Mandal, PhD scholar, Gupta School of Management at IIT Kharagpur. I'm also joint supervisor with IIT Roorkee and Queen's Mary University of London. Prior to this, I did my master's from IIT Guwahati in civil engineering in the area with a specialization of geotechnical engineering. And I was also on summer research intern we call the Polytechnic at Nantes, France during my master's. During my PhD, I had opportunity to visit Howard University as a research scholar over there, with some of the renowned laureates in the area of public policy. Before joining to this academics, like the research scholar and PhD thing, I also worked for 18 months, but then things didn't go well for my thing, for my after my mission, so I left the PSU and then further moved into the academic journey. So during joining this PSUs and during giving the interviews for multiple various domains of PSUs, like be it in petroleum field, be it for energy field, or be it for an own construction company. But I realized that every company has their own set of demands and own set of requirement in the post of managers they're looking for in the candidates like you. The way the thing is, this requirement is judged with respect to various HR skills rather than some technical skills. Like so, they will rather focus on group discussion and group tasks, give you negotiation meetings and all. This shows that a person should just not be only good with his or her knowledge, but rather than he should also be a good manager. He should be recording in progress. He should be a such person who can handle scenarios at critical moments. Suppose there comes a scenario like you are working in an HPCL company. You get suppose I pray that you get into the HPCL, and suppose there is a situation wherein in an oil rig, what happens? There's a sudden fire, and you are there the manager posted over there. So how as a manager you will control all the people under you? How without getting anxious, without getting stressed, you managing these people is the skill they are looking for in a interview via GD and GT and negotiations with other like other. This is what the purpose is. So and to be very honest, this doesn't have any link with the civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering background. It is all about you as a person, you how you represent yourself. So that's what the aim and motto of this type of task is about. If you have any doubts in this, please feel free. Like let's have a one-on-one conversation. He's speaking over and taking things up. So I'm seeing one response. If fair enough. So what happens, so let's break it down the process. So during my time, so in 2019, when I appeared for HPCL and IOCL interviews, what happened was that in HPCL, I still remember my interview was in Delhi, and there we had first we had a technical round, followed by a group discussion round, followed by a GT round, and then HR round. We had four significance rounds, one and each was in something that I still don't remember whether it was eliminating or not, but I went till GT round. So what happens is that every round has its own specific way of checking the leadership and this that I told you, like the way of checking how capable you are enough fit in that particular role. So what happens in GD is that GD is not something you should be good in. Just be you have to good in something a particular topic about. It's about how good you are in listening, how good you are writing, how good you are expressing yourself, and most importantly, how good you are in leadership. I hope this is clear. GD is not just about how good you are speaking. It's also about how good you are in listening, how good you are in observing people, and wrapping it up, how good you are in a leadership quality. Now, if I move forward, so then happens the most, some places they have group task. So what happens in group tasks is that group tasks, they will give you a problem statement. That means a company is facing a problem. And with this problem, you have to come out with a solution. When you are appearing for a group task, it's not you. It's you as a team. So you will be with like you will be given a team, suppose 5 people, 6 people. So there they check your leadership quality as a team, not as an individual. How as a team you are carrying those people with you and coming up with a very feasible solution or near feasible solution. That is what is GD. So if you see the difference between GD and GT, there's a huge difference. The ideology of both of them is kind of same. I hope this is clear. Guys, please feel free to ask me saying this again and again. Yes, sir. Okay, I see no doubts again. Figure. So what I was planning is that let's have one thing. Let's have a GD followed by a GT. If time permits, then we can have a second round of it also. If you guys have time, we can evaluate and so on.
Sir,
Is it?
yes. Sir, I was expecting like you just suggest them like how the GT, what are the basic rules of GT, right? Then followed by basic rules and what should be done by a student or by a candidate when he's appearing for group task.
Just GT, right? Not
Yes, no, not GD, only GT because HPCL mainly focuses on group task. Right.
okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
So what I like I told you, earlier that GT is not just about you. It's about as you as a team. So you will be placed in a team of 5 people or 6 people, and what they will see is they will see the leadership quality you as a team. Suppose if I give you a problem statement that suppose there is a fire in oil rig in Mumbai, you're placed over there. Okay. So you suppose you 5 people are there, like 5 people are the manager of the HPCL in that rig. So you 5 people, those 5 people collectively need to come out with a solution. Now it should not be more like that you someone is dominating and someone is being so submissive. But that is not something expected, because that then shows that the leader is an leader, like a Hitler, who doesn't, he gives advice but doesn't follow the advice. But at the same time, the contrary should also happen. Like, we're just listening to someone who is saying. So it's more like a 50-50 balance type of thing. Most important thing is you have to give ideas, you have to pitch yourself, but taking the consideration that every of your team member is also accepting that fact. Okay. Suppose I give a solution that like in the case of fire and oil rig. So what I can say that it's better to empty the oil rig in such a way that the elderly person should leave first, helicopter, then the elderly and the female passenger, female workers should leave first for higher officials. So some people might think that this is one of the good solutions. Some people might not. People who's not agreeing to this solution, you have to convince that person that this is this. So as an interviewer, what he will see that yes, you also have the convincing skills also. And then when you can convince that person who was not initially convincing, that shows that you also have a convincing skills and people are listening to you. That is the most important. That people are listening to you. So that is what is all about a group task. Now I gave you a very simple example. Ideally, this type of simple example doesn't happen in GD or in GTs. Like in my 2019, when I gave the interviews, I had a very tough group task. My task was that we have a very big tank. There's one single fish which is moving in the tank. What task was that we have to catch this fish using a net. But the size of the net is very small. How can you how these five people can catch that fish which is very small, considering the fact that the whole of the net is also very big. This was the solution. This was the group task. So similar type of scenarios can also given to you, and you have very innovative solution which you guys have to collectively think of. That's it. I hope this is clear now.
Yes. So guys, are there any questions? If you want to ask any questions, please feel free to ask. Then okay, sir. One question was coming in the like when I have to. So some people were saying like there are chances like we don't get the most important thing is like we should start the GT group task very immediately or first, right? Starting first is important. But in the other case, if we do not get the chance to start first, sir, what should be the things should be done in that case?
I think what happens is that every group is given a different task. Like suppose there are five groups of five people each. These five groups will get different tasks. Like during my time, this happened. Now I don't know if might be a scenario like if I groups are given the same task, but I hope what I understand is the objective of this group task is not coming out with a solution. It's coming out with a feasible solution, showing the leadership skills. That is what the objective is. Not just coming first, speaking first, and talking rubbish. It's not the objective. The objective is you as a group coming with a good solution, showing them, what is the best solution that can be adopted in a company. Now you cannot say that jump from the oil rig can save you. No, it is not possible. So that is not a feasible solution. So this is the thing they're looking for. They look for a feasible solution with all the other HR personalities they're looking for. That's it. So it doesn't matter if you speak first, second, speak last, unless you are not to the in line with the solution. It doesn't matter. It's as simple as that.
Fine, sir. Guys, any questions do you have? Please, you can carry on. You can comment in the chat box.
So good evening, sir. Yeah. So does everyone get stands person to person in line? Is it like that? No. So again, so they will give you complete freedom. They will give you 15 minutes of time. Now you have to show your skills over there. They will not say that you tell that it will not happen. It is you. If you don't speak, it's very clear that you are not someone who's free. job role. The same way like the GD happens. If you don't speak in a group discussion, it doesn't like it. You are just cutting out your own competition from there.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask that प्रोजेक्ट के पीछे जाना चाहिए या फिर प्रो ने जो बोल दिया है वो ही कंडीशंस मान लेना चाहिए?
You know, conditions के पीछे लॉजिक तो ऑब्वियस सी बात होगी ना.
दैट यू सेड दैट कि वो ऑयल टैंक में फिश चली गई वो भी छोटी वाली तो ऑयल में हाउ कम डिजाइड
वो उनका सिनेरियो है. दैट तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
वो लॉजिक के
कोई
पीछे नहीं जाना है.
नहीं.
ओके
But आप जो solution दो that should have a solution. Like that should have a logic in that. जैसे मैंने एक एग्जांपल लिया ना कि ऑयल रिटेल में आगे बढ़ा. ये थोड़ी बोल सकते कि सारे के सारे इंसान देख पानी में. That is not something which is feasible you as a manager.
Good evening, sir. This is
Yeah.
Amir.
Yeah, hi, Amir.
Sir, suppose there are in a group, you are doing well, something, someone is doing well, and remaining 3 to 4 people are not doing well. Then the whole group terminated.
No, there's nothing to worry about. It's actually, I would say that's a very better scenario for you that you are performing in another thing. But make sure it should not be so much biased that 90% is performed by 10%. But then it should show that you are not having any convincing skills. They told you. You should also have skills like convincing skills and leadership skills. You cannot convince them that speak or there were 20 people. Everybody wants to. So then this is a very tough scenario. Suppose this this happened in my case in sales. When I was willing to like they were fighting among themselves and they were like they need to talk. They just wanted an option and we can speak. That is a very tough scenario. But in that scenario, what matters is how good you are talking at. Like how good, feasible, and logical your answers are. Even if you speak once, your answers will be in line with the logic and
Generally, sir, how many people are allowed in a single group?
Is it a group discussion or group task?
Group task, sir.
5 people, ideally 5 to 6. 5 to 6 maximum.
So sometimes only people may be selected.
Yeah, yeah, it can
Ability.
also getting rejected because of suppose this five. Even though this five have given you some solution, but their solution was not feasible enough to be implemented. Like I will give a very good example. Okay, I was reading one case study recently. This case study was about hydrogen fuel, the adoption of hydrogen fuel. So hydrogen fuel, even though it's very easy to make and thing is it's very costly. Okay. So suppose now if you get a task saying that how can you increase the sales of hydrogen fuel in the market of diesel, petroleum, and CNG. So you cannot just take that I will start giving subsidies and I will give discounts. That is not something which is valid. It might sound valid to you, like you as a like you being an undergraduate and postgraduate student, a researcher and as a manager. It is not something which. So you might feel that you have given a very good solution, very good policy implementation idea, but that might not be something which is practically feasible for your HPCL and all this. So this might also happen.
Sir,
Hmm.
uh, yes, in a group of people, I'm having answer different from others.
Then you need to convince them. That's how you
convincing them, but that's still not convincing. If I are having one answer, I'm having one answer, I'm confident on my answer. So in that situation, how do I do?
In that scenario, you should also pitch your idea. Like so what like if I would have been in your place, what I would have been done is that I would have told them, Acha, even though my group came up with this solution, I also have an alternate solution, which is this. That's it. This is very simple. See, as I told you, see, it's not every time you will get a very ideal scenario. Sometimes it will be odds also. And the odds, it is very important that how you show your skills. In this time, what you have to say, like, okay, I agree, my team has come up to this scenario. My team, along with me, has come with this solution where they believe this can be implemented. But at the same time, I also believe and another solution is this thing, which can also be implemented. That's it. Keep it clear, concise, and I very smooth. Make it a very smooth thing. That's it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
What if the other person is trying to argue with your solution? He will
It's a,
say that you're not correct at all and is not.
so then this can backfire you also and backfire them. Ideally, what happens in GD and GT, you should never argue. Never. You should never argue. Arguing means that you are trying to override that person. You are showing your masculine or feminine characteristics that I am better than you, better than your concepts or your logic talking. So you should never argue. Even that person's argue, you as a person should listen and tell them it's you should be very like how to say, like you should convince a person that you should not argue rather than listen to my points. I believe this can be a solution. You have to be very gentle. But if you also start arguing, na, it will definitely backfire you. In GDs, what happened? Na, especially in GDs, it happened a lot. So initially the GD starts very slowly and slowly. But after 10 minutes, it's completely become fish market. Completely become fish market. And they start yelling at each other. Like if there is no interview, I think that they might even fight also. This is what people are looking for. But this contrary, if you go to any IIMs and IITs interview for MBA programs, you will see they will never fight. They are very cool and calm because they know this thing that fighting is not the solution. Or raising your voice is not the solution because they know this thing. So never raise your voice, especially for males. I'm saying this: never raise your voice if any female is talking. They check this type of parameters. So be it a female, be it a male, you should never raise your voice. If someone is raising your voice, if someone is raising, just tell him to calm down and listen to you what you're trying to. That's it. Because the interview panel is observing everything. Don't worry. He's observing. There is an HR expert who will observe all your body languages, who will observe all the way of expressions you're trying to make, the way you're contributing in the group. He or she is observing everything. So there's nothing to worry.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Like you just said that it becomes a fish market. So when like when we're closing the argument, everybody would try to close to make an impression. So 5 to 6 people start speaking continuously, simultaneously. So at that point, should we act like a sensible person and stop speaking, or like how do we tackle that?
So ideally, this shouldn't happen. What happens is, ideally, I'm saying this shouldn't happen because the one who gives a lot of ideas generally wraps the conversation. Generally, this happens because that's justified also because he has given a lot of ideas for the task. Sometimes I have what I read from the interviews that sometimes what happens is that one does not much is generally wrapping up the scenario. So either of the one can happen. Now there's one third scenario when everyone is trying to wrap it up. Again, I'm saying this doesn't matter if you're speaking first or last. Your contribution to that idea should be the important. So the most important thing is contribute to the solution. That is the most important thing. It doesn't matter. Like as I told you, a lot of people think that like in a group discussion I will give you. In a group discussion, what happens? People think that if I start the group discussion, if I end a group discussion, I will get selected. No, absolutely bullshit. This is not this is important. The same is for group task also. What matters is that how good you are speaking, how good your solution is. Even if you even if you just give ideas and ideas is very good, very practical, very feasible enough, there might be a scenario that you are getting selected rather than and this has happened a lot. And actually, you should understand the motive behind group tasks. They are not looking someone who is good in oratory skills, like who's good in speaking. They are looking for managers. They are looking for managers. You guys will be a manager in future. So they are looking for managers who deal with the problem, who can solve the solution, can come up with a solution. Okay. So that is why they are looking for this type of skills rather than someone who's very good in talking or someone who is been flexing his skills that matter over.
So should we focus or prioritize group's consensus to one solution or like the
One
correct
solution. It is always better to come out with one solution. But as me, if a person is also having an other solution, so in that scenario, you should like you have to be very you have to make a very smooth transition to start saying that no, my group has,
in progress?
my group has come to something solution which is not something practically feasible enough. This might backfire you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, any more questions, please? If there,
Sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Arjit. Your voice is breaking.
I'm Parajit, and I had a question. Question that recently watched some of the mock in. Is it audible?
Yeah,
My question was in some of the group task videos was exponential. At first, he like out of his way and said that it was my opinion that it would be better that we start in a product. I am going to start and and he was just a participant, but it was you like you were like the part or something. So
we are not getting a
that kind of human being, like is it seen in a good light or like it was like
your voice is breaking. Arjit, your voice is breaking.
Arjit, do one thing. Just type your question in the chat box. I
Yes.
will reply to it.
Okay. Sir, next, any questions, guys, or shall we have a group task? Any questions? If there's any question, please you can afterwards we will do it. Okay. So today, sir, how many students shall we take for a group task today?
So, is it possible to break the room? Like, uh, is your Zoom a free one or a paid one? Like,
Yes, it's paid. Means like
paid. One thing, na. So do break. So break room. Is it possible to make a break room of five people of each?
sir, shall I give you host? Shall I assign you host, sir?
Just sure. Just go for it.
Sir, I have assigned you host. Okay.
Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute.
I will be streaming off the YouTube, right? And we will be working, continuing here on Zoom, right, sir? Okay. So today, guys, who all are interested to give a GT? Because देखो GT एक ऐसा टॉपिक है जो आपको प्रैक्टिस से आएगा. अभी सर ने तो आपको बेसिक चीजें बता दी है, बट खेल वही होगा, मैटर वही करेगा, मैटर वही करेगा जब आपकी गलतियां सर बताएंगे। तो आपको जब आप बोलेंगे ना, तो जो गलतियां होगी, जो मिस्टेक्स होगी, सर बहुत बारीकी से पकड़ते हैं, बहुत बारीकी से। वेरी वेरी स्मॉल स्मॉल माइन्यूट माइन्यूट मिस्टेक्स सर पकड़ लेते हैं, और वहीं से आप सभी लोगों को करेक्शन करना है। तो आप सभी लोगों को आज का जीटी तो फेस करना ही चाहिए। आज का जीटी भले आप आगे करें या ना करें, सौरभ सर आज आपके साथ में कनेक्टेड है, आगे नहीं रहेंगे। तो आज का जीटी आप लोग फेस करिए। पेड स्टूडेंट्स, मोस्टली पेड स्टूडेंट्स हैव टू कनेक्ट। श्योर? तो रेडी।